The tension just hit another level in the automotive world. And this time, it's not just about one rebuild. It's about an entire system that's about to get exposed. Because right now, something bigger is forming behind the scenes. The new EU right to repair laws are getting closer. And when they finally kick in, Bugatti might be forced to completely change how they deal with independent rebuilds. And the craziest part? What's happening with Matt Armstrong's Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport rebuild? And Mark McCann's broken Veyron? It's starting to look like both situations are about to collide in a way Bugatti can't ignore anymore. If you love these kinds of deep breakdowns, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. Because this one, it's about to get serious. Now let's really break this down properly, because this didn't just start today. When Matt Armstrong took on FXG's crashed Bugatti Chiron, everyone already knew this wasn't going to be a normal rebuild. This is a hypercar. Different level, different rules, different expectations. But almost immediately, he ran into a wall. Bugatti refused to supply parts, not delayed, not limited. Completely refused, and it didn't stop there. The CEO, Maite Rimac, even came out publicly explaining why independent garages shouldn't even attempt something like this. According to them, only a few places in the entire world had the right equipment. Only a few people had the training. And separating the car itself? Apparently, that could only be done in 2 specialized facilities globally. Basically, what they were saying was simple. This shouldn't be possible outside Bugatti. But Matt, he didn't back down. He did the opposite. Everything Bugatti refused to provide, he figured it out. Bob the welder stepped in and repaired the gearbox mounting bracket, then reinforced it beyond factory strength. All 4 damaged radiators restored by specialists. The front aluminum structure 3D scanned and completely recreated using CNC machining. A full custom exhaust system built from scratch. And then came the moment that changed everything. Matt split the Chiron in a regular Miami garage with standard tools. No special facility, no exclusive setup. And just like that, that whole narrative started to fall apart. Then came the real test, the first startup. Engine turns, fires up clean, no drama. Gearbox engages smoothly, everything working exactly how it should. And just like that, millions of people watching realized something. Bugatti said it couldn't be done. Matt just proved that it could. But here's where it gets even more important. He didn't do it with Bugatti's help, not even a little. Every solution came from independent effort. Every fix came from outside their system. And that right there, that's where things start getting uncomfortable for manufacturers. Because while Matt was out there proving what's possible, Mark McCann was going through something completely different. Same brand, completely different struggle. Mark bought what's known as the cheapest Bugatti Veyron in the world, around $900,000. Sounds crazy, but when you see the condition, it makes sense. This wasn't just a used car, this was a broken project. A Mansory Pang edition that had been sitting in pieces for over 3 years. Main issue, the gearbox. No reverse, no forward gears. Completely unusable. And here's where it gets tricky. Bugatti gearboxes aren't designed to be opened. They're sealed units, so you can't just inspect it. You can't fix a small issue. You can't replace one part. If something goes wrong, full replacement. Estimated cost? $200,000 to $300,000. Now you'd think the next step is simple. Call Bugatti, get a quote, move forward. But that's where everything started falling apart. Because Mark couldn't even get a price. He called Bugatti Manchester. They redirected him. He called London. Voicemail. No response. Tried again. Eventually reached parts department. They said they'd get back to him in a day or 2. That was weeks ago. Still nothing. Now compare that to something simple. He called BMW for an F80 M3 gearbox. Got a full quote in under 2 minutes. Bugatti? Over a month? No price, no clarity, no movement. And when he finally got through properly, their position was clear. The gearbox, sealed. No repairs allowed, only replacement. And depending on the version, Prices can vary by up to $100,000. No proper explanation, just that's how it is. And then comes the part that really stands out, because someone had already worked on the car before. Bugatti used that as a reason to avoid guaranteeing anything unless they took full control of the process. And that's where the pattern becomes obvious. Deny independent support, then use that same independence as a reason to take control. Now, here's where everything starts connecting. Because this exact behavior, this is what the new EU right to repair laws are targeting, starting July 2026. Manufacturers will be required to give access to spare parts, tools repair information for at least 5 to 7 years after production ends. Which means Bugatti won't be able to do things the same way anymore. They won't be able to block parts. They won't be able to hide behind sealed components. They won't be able to ignore basic requests like pricing. Everything we're seeing right now, that system is about to be challenged. And when you look at both situations side by side, it makes perfect sense why these laws are coming in. Matt Armstrong proved independent rebuilds are possible. Mark McCann is showing what happens when everything is controlled. Two different experiences. Same underlying issue. Access, control, restrictions. And once these laws take effect, that control starts slipping. Bugatti will have to sell parts beyond their dealer network. They'll have to provide tools and diagnostics. They'll have to release technical information. And for a brand built on exclusivity and tight control, that's a massive shift. Because right now, customers like Mark have no options. His Veyron needs a gearbox. Only Bugatti supplies it, so they control everything. Price, timing, process. But very soon, that might not be the case anymore. And that's why this situation feels different. Because it's not just about two builds anymore. It's about what happens next. Does Bugatti adapt? Or do they get forced into it? Because once July 2026 hits, there's no more hiding behind the old system. The gatekeeping gets challenged, the monopoly weakens, and the same independence that rebuilt a Chiron in a Miami garage might become the new normal. So, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and like the video. Because when all of this finally plays out, we could be looking at one of the biggest shifts the automotive world has seen in years.